Well, hello, hello. Welcome to another Fox 411. I love it when I have these folks here because we usually get to talk, once or twice a year. And we got them on the interview today, Peter Bieber and Angela Lander. They're all part of the Veteran Stand Down. It's
Yeah.
that time of year again. Peter, how many of these have you done here in Mason City now?
This will be Operation Golden Hawk 4.
Four.
Yeah.
Wow. And it has been growing every single year. The word has really gotten out. I know that you have visited many stand downs across probably the Midwest in general, but it's pretty cool that you brought this home 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was just when I was working as a veterans career planner for Iowa Workforce Development.
Mhm.
I just noticed the veterans that we had coming into our office, and I was just kind of appalled by the number that were coming in who were homeless. A lot of other veterans that were struggling with the possibility of losing their housing. And through my work there at Iowa Workforce Development, I came to know about Stand Down and um, learned more about it, learned how it got started, who started it, and I thought, this could be beneficial here in North Iowa with some of our
Yeah.
struggling veterans here, and
Hmm.
it's
Peter,
been.
for the audience, give us your background as a veteran.
Well, I spent 22 and a half years in the Army National Guard. Um, 17 plus of those years here in Mason City with the 1133rd Transportation Company, and deployed to Iraq twice in '03 and '04, and went back again in '08 and '09, and retired from the National Guard in 2018.
Yeah. Thank you for your service. Appreciate it
Appreciate
much.
that.
You bet. Angelin, tell the audience what you do as part of this stand up.
Well, technically, I'm the treasurer,
Okay.
so I write the checks, and I've also taken on grant writing. So I pretty much just beg people for money.
Okay. All right. She's out there with a bucket all the time. There you go. So let's talk about veteran standout. What is it, first of all, Peter? I mean, it should be, case in point, but tell the audience, I guess, what a veteran standout is all about if they've never heard of one.
Yeah, so basically, what stand down is, it's kind of a military term for when veterans who were fighting in combat um, could basically take a break from the fighting for a while. They'd go through a stand down, um, get pulled off the line, have a chance to get a decent meal, some fresh clothes, um, basically to just kind of take a break from the fighting and stuff. And so basically,
Yeah.
what our stand down is, and what we do with Operation Golden Hawk is, it's a chance for veterans to just kind of take a break from their everyday battles in life. And we work to help veterans and their families who are struggling with housing insecurity, food insecurity, clothing insecurity, financial and employment insecurity, veterans who are struggling with their physical health, their mental health, and veterans who are struggling with alcohol and substance abuse. And so basically, our goal with our event is to simply bring as many providers together who can help veterans, who offer any kind of assistance to veterans that can benefit them and their families. And we bring them all together in one place at one time and just kind of make a day of it. It's all here under one roof, and it allows us to maximize the amount of help that we can provide veterans, both in terms of services that we provide and also with the numbers of veterans that we can try and help in one place.
Angelin, why don't you talk about what are the special needs, I guess, that you guys perform here? You have a lot of different booths, a lot of different services that you give to these veterans, right?
Yeah, I mean, our official list is we help with any housing insecurity, food. We've got a lot of food coming this year, clothing, career planning, physical health, mental health. We've got a couple different mental health providers out there. NIAC's coming to give educational advice. We have financial services available, whether that's counseling because you're struggling, or if a veteran has a lot of money and they need help investing, we also have a planner out there for that. Legal aid comes. Hopefully, they're going to bring their mobile unit again this year. They were out there last year. Any serious problem that a veteran has, we will have a provider out there to help them. And it sounds, really serious. We do help with a lot of really serious stuff, but We also give hot meals, haircuts. We play bingo. We've got some really great raffle prizes this year. Massages. We've got a live band out there. This year, we're going to have a DJ. Mojo out of Brit is coming to be our DJ service all day. And we've got military surplus gear to distribute to anybody who needs stuff.
What do you guys think is the most needed, I guess, of all those services? What would you say would be the number one thing that, man, really helps them a lot? I know they're all important. But what do you think is, I guess, the biggest thing they want to talk about?
I think there's about three of those things that really, first of all, veterans' mental health. I mean, if a veteran is struggling with their mental health, it's going to affect literally everything else. But the rest of them all kind of tie into one another for the most part. Well, particularly the first ones, the housing insecurity, food insecurity, clothing insecurity, financial and employment insecurity. Because if a veteran is struggling in one of those areas, there's a pretty good chance that they are struggling in all of those areas. If they're unemployed or underemployed, it's going to make it difficult to keep a roof over their head. It's going to make it difficult for them to get clothes and food and everything else. So, so by focusing on all those areas and trying to cover all of our bases, some of the programs are strictly for veterans, but we also have some community providers that provide a lot of backup for that. And a case in point with that is veterans can go through the VA to get help with, housing and stuff like that. But not necessarily every veteran will qualify for one reason or another. And so we have a backup with our amazing partners at Friends of the Family who come out there and they have programs that they can offer, as well as North Iowa Community Action Organization. So we try to cover down, not only with one provider, but also to have backups out there as well, because you just never know, somebody that's struggling with housing insecurity and stuff like that, maybe they've got medical debt, they've got unexpected car repairs, they've got unexpected home repairs, and it's a matter of, do we want to keep a roof over our head? Do we want to buy clothes? Do we want to buy food? So we try to cover down with multiple providers who can be kind of a primary and a backup for all of these different areas that veterans might be struggling with.
And again, it's for the veterans, but Angelyn, you guys have seen families come down in support, right?
Yeah, we love to see families. The event is open to veterans and their families. It's great to see the support. And just to add a little bit to what Peter was saying, veteran camaraderie, sorry, hard word to say, but veteran camaraderie, the guys get so much just strength out of being together. They really do. It's great to see them patting each other on the back and teasing each other.
Well, and you talked about it with mental health is so huge nowadays, I think more than anything else anymore. It just is so nice to be able to talk, with people just like you. You know what I mean? They just need to be able to talk and talk the issues out. And I think you guys probably get a lot of that, with everybody talking. And there's probably some cases where, they haven't seen each other since maybe the last stand down. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Camaraderie, like Angelyn said, is a huge part of what we do. And also the veteran recognition. We want veterans to come to our event. Even if they don't necessarily need any specific help in any of those areas, but sometimes just being around veterans is just the best medicine. And as far as, talking to a provider and going to see some of these individuals that can help them, veterans generally don't like to ask for help. We kind of have a tendency to try and take it on ourselves. And but just being around other veterans and being in an environment like this, I think it makes it more likely that they will actually seek out the help that they need.
Right. And, and even though it's a serious event, it's also fun for everybody to get together. I mean, I'm sure you guys get to share, a few stories and laughs and stuff like that too, right?
Oh yeah. Yep. Absolutely. We have a live band, our official band of Stand Down. Kilroy is going to be back again this year. So
all right.
They're always fun to listen to. And our volunteers and board members lined up to DJ and stuff too, and we have all kinds of games and prizes and stuff like that. It's just a great chance for us to just do a lot of veteran recognition. So that's
And
kind of our last
yeah,
pillar.
when's it start and how long does it go? I'm thinking of like a 9 to 5 thing maybe, or what?
A little earlier. We actually open the doors at 8 o'clock, 8
Okay.
a.m., and we're serving hot breakfast. About 9:30 is when we're going to do kind of an opening ceremony and introduce the important people of the day. And then we're not going to close until 5. So if there's a veteran out there who's working on Saturday, just know we'll be there. Just stop
Mhm.
in whenever you have time or come on your lunch break. We can accommodate that too.
Is it pretty? I mean, I think in the last 4 years you've done this, you pretty much covered all the services pretty well. Is there anything new this year, maybe that people should know? Probably with the music. You got music all day, sounds like. So that's
Yeah.
definitely one thing.
Retrieving Freedom out of Waverly is coming.
Okay.
They train service dogs for kids with autism or disabled veterans.
Oh, no.
And it's always a good time when they come because they bring the dogs and you have to ask, but usually every dog you can pet, which is amazing.
What have you seen the last 4 years, Peter? People come from all over, not just North Iowa, right? Southern Minnesota.
Yeah, we have had some people from out of state, not just Iowa and Minnesota, but people
Mhm.
that just maybe happen to be here in North Iowa at the time that the event is going on. So, but our event is open to anybody. We don't turn any veteran away. We can verify their service and everything right on site. So, if you're a veteran and you
Yeah.
want to come to our event, we don't really care where you're from. If there's anything you need or you just want to come hang out for the day, you're more than welcome to.
I'm sure the ages are different too. I'm sure you get young veterans, even older veterans as well.
I
Yeah,
have those
we,
stats.
You have those
Yeah,
stats?
she
Okay,
can
go
she
for
can
it.
tell you
I
about
do.
that. So
Yes, about 75% of our veterans are of the Vietnam War era, and
Mhm.
25% are the younger guys.
Okay. I
but
think
we
you're
have had two World War II veterans that came to our event last year, and a couple of Korean War veterans. So yeah, we love to
Do
see them
you
all.
I know it's a busy time too, because you're going to have, probably hundreds of people there. But do you have like speakers or things like that anybody get up and speak or anything, or fellow veterans, or is it
We
just kind of a one-on-one thing?
kind of do that at the beginning with our little opening ceremony and stuff like that. It's kind of a
Mhm.
welcome thing, but mostly we want to try and make sure that the veterans have plenty of opportunity to enjoy some camaraderie, seek out the services that they need, and just kind of relax as much
Well,
as possible.
Right, right. Well, the services are there all day on Saturday. A lot of your veterans, do they stay? I guess what's typical, probably 3 to 4, 5 hours.
It ranges. So we have several veterans who will come to be a veteran and then stay. We end up, recruiting people to volunteer in some of the
Mm.
different areas. So we appreciate that. But some people come in, they know they don't need services, so they come in just so that I can use their name and count them as attending, and then they go on their merry way 5 minutes later. But for the most part, the veterans will stay for several hours. It just kind of depends on who else they see when they get there.
Takes a lot of volunteers too, I would think, to help with this.
Yeah, about
It adds.
250 to 300.
Wow. Just in volunteers.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Even other than obviously the services, but still a lot of the, people just want to help out, right? It's a way to give back and to help this cause.
Yeah. One of the big things that we do every year is our clothing giveaway, and that's another part of our event that is open to veterans and their families.
Mhm.
So we've had a lot of folks come in, and sometimes veterans maybe don't have as much money as they'd like, to buy kids clothes for, going back to school. So we have a lot of families that come out and take advantage of that. And if anybody does have clothing and items that they want to drop off to us, our setup day is on the 26th of
Okay.
September,
That's a
starting at 8
Friday,
o'clock in the
right?
morning. So if they want to, they can come out and meet us right at the All Seasons building at the North Iowa Event Center and bring their
That's the
items
big
out.
green one. That's the big green one for
The
those of
big
you that
building.
don't
Yep,
know.
the
Yeah.
big building. So we just ask that whatever they bring, make sure that it's, been laundered and clean and serviceable and stuff. So
Yeah. Anything else that you were in dire need of? I know that we're going to talk about food here in a second because obviously you said you had a lot of food, Angeline, right? You got a lot more food this year, right? So, I mean, anything that you're in dire need of other than the clothing.
I think everything else we've pretty much
Okay.
got covered down on. So we've had just amazing support this year from our providers and stuff. Farm Credit Services of America with their food grant and other folks that have, matched some of those funds. And Angela went
Mhm.
out and worked with our amazing partners at Hy-Vee to get an entire semi-load of food for us to be able to, make sure that veterans have access to food following our event. And
Mhm.
um, yeah, it's just been incredible the support we get.
Well, there's a lot of people out there listening, watching all of this, and would like to help monetarily if they can't be there. So, how do they do that, Angela?
We accept donations all year long. If we have PayPal and Venmo, and we've got a link on our website, all those different things. But if you just want to write me an old-fashioned check, you can mail it off to Operation Golden Hawk
What
at
are those? Yeah. Okay.
1603 South Monroe in Mason City, 50401. And we can take care of it that way too.
Okay. Otherwise, the website is what?
OperationGoldenHawk.com.
There you go. And that's where you can go and help out monetarily. Um, Man, you guys, I know this is going to be an ongoing thing, Peter. I'm sure that there's sometimes you wish you could do it maybe a couple of times a year, but it takes a lot. You guys are doing a lot of work and putting this thing together. For now, it's once a year, and there's other communities that are doing this too.
There are our friends in Des Moines were the ones that helped us get our event started. They just had their event this past weekend. And so a couple of their volunteers are planning on coming up for our event as well. And then in August of this year, we just did our first, what we call a pop-up stand down with a group up in Albert Lee at the National Guard Armory up there. So we're hoping to
Mm-hmm.
be able to grow that event, and eventually they'll, kind of take over and do their own event, and we'll probably just become North Iowa veteran stand down. But,
Mm-hmm.
it expanded to Mason City when we started our event, and we would love nothing more than to just kind of grow the movement and bring stand down to as many people as we possibly can. So
Sure, sure. I think before we wrap things up here, I would like you both to share, and I've done this every year, share a story, your favorite story with the veterans that you came across. And Angela, we'll start with you. You're raising your hand like a
I'm so
student.
excited to tell this story. Last year, well, every year, KZ from Cuts by KZ has
Yeah,
been giving out haircuts,
yeah.
and he does like 200 haircuts throughout the day. He's amazing. Can't say enough great things about KZ. Last year, I took pictures of a veteran getting his very long hair cut, and
Mm,
he said, I haven't had a haircut since the last stand down. He went an
wow,
entire year without a
wow,
haircut because he was waiting for KZ to cut it at the stand down.
wow. Is that what happened to you, Peter? Is that what why you wear a cap?
no,
Okay.
no, no, not at all.
How about your favorite story, Peter?
You know what? There's really so many that it's hard to really pinpoint, but I think personally for me, and I know this has been very moving for um, a lot of folks here in Iowa and especially North Iowa. But every year we have the Wall of Remembrance come to our event.
Mm,
And this is a memorial that an individual put together to specifically honor um, men and women from Iowa who lost their lives during the war on terror, so Iraq and Afghanistan. Um, it's incredibly moving. It's very personal to me. Um, there's unfortunately quite a few names on that wall that I know, but there's a lot of people that come there and just read it and study it and look at the pictures and read the bios.
mm,
So it's a very, very moving experience, and
yeah.
so glad that we have the opportunity to get them back every year so far, and we don't
Hmm.
plan on not inviting them back. So,
Yeah.
but it's very, very moving, and it's stuff like that that just kind of provides a sense of healing, and that's a
Well,
big part of what we do as well.
Exactly. And I think that you guys have a sense of joy every time you do one of these things. You see people that you haven't seen in a while, and just watching veterans just get what they need. They get what
Yeah.
they need, and they probably, I mean, maybe some of them come up and tell you, like, man, I'm so happy you guys did this. I needed this today. I needed this. And of course, all the information is out there. There's so many great services that are there to help out the veterans. God bless you both, man. And God bless all your volunteers that have that worked pretty hard putting this thing together. I know there's a lot of prep work, and Angela and I know that you've done so much, and just everybody involved. And always a pleasure to talk to you guys about this event each and every year. I think you guys have always kind of stood behind the last Saturday in September, if I remember right. Right? It's always kind of the same time
Yeah.
every year, right?
Yep. It just kind of works out, I think, to have it on a well-defined date each year, and so that that last Saturday really works well for us, and still nice and warm outside, so we usually get pretty good attendance because of the weather. But we're also indoors too, so that helps, and also gives a chance to kind of get veterans ready for winter and stuff too. So
I think it's fall by the time you guys have the stand down officially.
Yep.
Probably. But it's North Iowa, so you never know. Good. All right. Anything more we can add to this that we should need to tell everybody about? Veteran Stand Down. It's happening on September 27th, and it will go on. Well, start at 8:00 in the morning, and just a lot of food, services, and just good conversation that you might learn something, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody learns. You guys learn something every year when you do this, right? You end up talking to someone that even Peter, being a veteran yourself, I'm sure you're like, well, I haven't heard that one before. That's interesting, but you just get them to where they need to go, right?
Pretty much.
Great. Okay. Well, if you guys got everything out, I think we got the main information out, and I hope you guys have a great turnout. I'm sure it's getting bigger every year, right?
It is. It absolutely is. We had over 500 last year, so.
Wow. Well, you'll be up to 1,000 here before too long, right? Well, it takes a while to get it around, and then you're going to meet new people from new places. It's like, well, this is a first. Yeah, you're going to get somebody from Nebraska. You're going to get somebody from Missouri or Wisconsin, Michigan, all those areas. So I think that's awesome. So veterans, they definitely they find out about this stuff, and they definitely can go home with some good thoughts that we do care about all veterans. So thanks again, Peter. Thanks again, Angela. And
thank you for having us. We appreciate your time.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
All right. Have a great day, and you have an awesome event. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You got it. And one more time, the website for people to go to.
OperationGoldenHawk.com.
Got it. All right. Thank you, guys. Have an awesome day, awesome weekend. Okay.
Thanks, Harry. Have a good one.
You bet.